Damon's hands trembled as he slipped the envelope into the anniversary card, his mind racing with the weight of secrets he could no longer bear. It was supposed to be a simple gesture for his parents' 30th wedding anniversary, a handwritten note tucked inside, expressing his love and gratitude. But in his haste, fueled by the exhaustion of hiding who he truly was, he grabbed the wrong letter, the one meant for Jamie, pouring out his soul in words too intimate for anyone else's eyes. The dinner table at their cozy suburban home in Seattle buzzed with laughter and clinking glasses. His mother, Elaine, with her warm smile and perfectly coiffed hair, beamed as she opened the card. "Oh, Damon, this is so thoughtful," she said, her voice light and expectant. His father, Robert, a stern engineer with a hidden soft spot, nodded approvingly from across the table. Damon's heart pounded. He forced a smile, but inside, a storm brewed. Why did I write that letter today? He thought, replaying the morning's frenzy. Jamie had been distant lately, their relationship strained by the constant secrecy, and Damon had needed to reaffirm his feelings. But now, as Elaine's eyes scanned the page, her expression shifted from joy to confusion, then horror. "Damon, what is this?" she whispered, her voice cracking like fragile glass. Robert leaned over, his brows furrowing as he read aloud in a low, disbelieving tone. "My dearest Jamie, every stolen moment with you reminds me that love isn't meant to be hidden. Your touch, your laugh, they make me feel alive in ways I never knew possible." The room fell silent, the anniversary cake untouched, candles flickering mockingly. Damon's world tilted. He couldn't breathe. This wasn't how it was supposed to happen. Not here, not now, not like this. His mind screamed denials. It's a joke, a mistake. But the truth clawed at him, demanding release. Elaine's hand flew to her mouth, tears welling up. "Jamie? Who's Jamie?" "Damon. Tell me this is some kind of prank." Robert's face hardened. The man who had always preached honesty now staring at his son as if he were a stranger.
Explain yourself.
"Right now." Damon's thoughts spiraled. "I've ruined everything. 30 years of their marriage, celebrated with family and friends, and I've turned it into a nightmare." Jamie's face flashed in his mind. The boy he'd met in college, the one who made him question everything he'd been taught about love and normalcy. Their relationship had started innocently, a friendship that deepened into something profound, but always shadowed by fear. Fear of rejection, of judgment, of losing the family that had shaped him. He stammered, It's not what you think." But it was exactly what they thought. The letter continued in his father's halting voice. "I can't keep pretending. I want a life with you, out in the open, no more lies." Robert slammed the card down, his chair scraping back. "Lies? You've been lying to us?" The accusation hit Damon like a punch, stirring the guilt he'd buried deep. All those family dinners where he'd dodged questions about girlfriends, the holidays where he'd feigned interest in setups from well-meaning relatives. It was all unraveling now, thread by thread. Elaine stood, her composure crumbling. "How long, Damon? How long have you been like this?" The word gay hung unspoken, a taboo in their conservative household. Robert paced, his mind ticking like the clocks he fixed at work. "We raised you better than this. What about our values? The church? What will people say?" Damon's inner voice raged. "They're not wrong. I've betrayed them by hiding." But hiding was survival. In a city like Seattle, progressive on the surface, but in their tight-knit community, being gay meant whispers, sidelong glances, potential isolation. As the evening wore on, arguments erupted. Elaine begged for understanding, torn between love for her son and the ideals she'd clung to. Robert stormed out to the garage, slamming doors, his disappointment a palpable force. Damon sat alone in his old bedroom, the walls closing in. "Why didn't I come out on my own terms?" he agonized. Jamie had urged him months ago, but Damon had hesitated, fearing this exact fallout. Now the secret was out, raw and exposed, and the anniversary lay in ruins. Friends who had come for the celebration excused themselves awkwardly, the air thick with unspoken pity. By midnight, The house was quiet, but Damon's mind wasn't. He texted Jamie, "Everything's blown up. They know." The reply came swiftly, "I'm here for you." But was that enough? The damage was done, and Damon wondered if he could ever repair the fracture in his family. The night stretched on, filled with what-ifs and regrets, as he grappled with the reality that one mistake had forced him into a battle he wasn't ready for. The next morning dawned gray and unforgiving, mirroring the heaviness in Damon's chest. He hadn't slept, his thoughts a relentless loop of yesterday's disaster. Downstairs, the kitchen smelled of burnt coffee, Elaine's attempt at normalcy gone awry. She looked at him with eyes red from crying, a mix of love and betrayal etched on her face. "We need to talk, Damon. Really talk." Robert sat rigidly at the table, newspaper unread before him. The silence was deafening, broken only by the tick of the wall clock. Damon sank into a chair, his resolve cracking. "I'm sorry," he whispered, but the words felt inadequate. Inside, turmoil churned. Apologize for what? For loving someone? Or for the deception? Jamie had become his anchor in a world that felt increasingly hostile. Their first kiss, under the stars during a campus party, had been a revelation, a spark that ignited questions about his identity. But revealing that to his parents meant dismantling the image they'd built of him. The dutiful son, the future family man. Elaine reached for his hand, but he pulled back instinctively. "Tell us about Jamie," she said softly, her voice trembling. Robert grunted. "Yeah. Who is this guy that's turned our son into a liar?" The word liar stung, fueling Damon's defensiveness. "He's not the problem. I am, or rather, hiding who I am is." The confession hung heavy, opening floodgates. He poured out the story. Meeting Jamie in philosophy class, the shared laughs, the deepening bond. But with each word, he saw his parents' worlds shift. Elaine's faith, rooted in traditional values, clashed with her maternal instinct. "The Bible says." She started, then stopped, conflicted. Robert, ever the pragmatist, worried about practicalities. "What about your job? Your future? Society isn't as accepting as you think." Damon's mind raced. "They're right. Coming out could cost me everything. Friends might drift away, career opportunities vanish in subtle ways." Yet staying hidden had already cost him peace. Jamie had faced his own battles, disowned by his family years ago, and his resilience inspired Damon but also terrified him. "I didn't choose this," Damon said, voice rising. "Do you think I want to disappoint you?" The argument escalated, voices overlapping in a cacophony of hurt. Elaine cried, "We love you, but it's wrong." Robert added, "Think about what you're doing to us. Our friends, the church, they'll judge us too." The confrontation peaked when Robert demanded, "End it with him, for the family." Damon's heart shattered. Choose between love and blood? The ultimatum echoed his deepest fears. He stormed out, driving aimlessly through Seattle's streets, rain pattering on the windshield like accusations. Pulling over, he called Jamie. "They want me to break up with you." Jamie's voice was steady but pained. "Damon, you have to decide what's worth fighting for." The words pierced him. Jamie had already paid the price of authenticity, living paycheck to paycheck after being cut off. Was Damon willing to do the same? Back home, tension simmered. Elaine tried mediation, sharing stories of her own youthful rebellions, but the gap widened. Damon retreated to his room, journaling frantic thoughts. Am I selfish for wanting both? The family and Jamie? But love isn't a choice. It's a truth. As evening fell, a knock came, Robert unusually vulnerable. "I don't understand, son. Help me." For the first time, Damon saw cracks in his father's armor, the man who'd hidden his own emotions behind stoicism. They talked haltingly about expectations, about fear. Yet, resolution felt distant, the wound too fresh. That night, Damon dreamed of bridges burning, waking with a resolve tinged with dread. He had to confront Jamie about the future, but doubt gnawed. What if this tears us apart too? The family's fracture was just beginning. each member paying a price for truths unspoken too long. Days blurred into a haze of uneasy truces and simmering resentments. Damon moved back to his apartment downtown, the distance a buffer against the constant scrutiny. But the silence from home gnawed at him, a void where familial warmth once resided. Jamie welcomed him with open arms, their small shared space a sanctuary. Yet even there, cracks appeared. "You can't keep straddling two worlds," Jamie said one evening, his tone laced with frustration born from experience. Damon's mind whirled. He's right, but how do I let go? The anniversary mishap had exposed not just his secret, but the fragility of his relationships. Work became a distraction, but even at the marketing firm, Damon felt eyes on him or imagined them. A colleague's casual joke about gay agendas hit harder now, stirring paranoia. Am I overreacting? Or is this the reality I've ignored? He confided in a trusted friend, Sarah, who urged therapy, but pride held him back. Meanwhile, Elaine called daily, her voice a mix of pleas and questions. "Come to church with us, Damon. Maybe it'll help." The suggestion ignited inner conflict. Faith had been his compass once, but now it felt like chains. Robert's messages were curt. "Think about your mother. This is killing her." The turning point came at a family gathering. A cousin's birthday, unavoidable. Whispers followed Damon like shadows. "Heard about the letter?" Aunts clucked sympathetically. Uncles avoided eye contact. Elaine pulled him aside, eyes desperate. "We're trying, but you have to meet us halfway. End things with Jamie." The demand twisted like a knife. "Betray my heart to salvage theirs?" Damon's response was sharp. "I can't pretend anymore." The argument spilled into the party, voices rising until Robert intervened, dragging him outside. "You're tearing this family apart," his father hissed. Damon's retort burned. "No, Dad. Hiding did that." In the car ride home with Jamie, silence reigned until it broke. "They want me to choose," Damon admitted. Jamie's face hardened. "And what do you want?" The question exposed Damon's indecision, a betrayal in itself. That night, they argued fiercely, Jamie accusing Damon of cowardice, Damon defending his family's importance. "I've lost everything once," Jamie shouted. "Don't make me lose you too because you're afraid." Damon's thoughts screamed. "He's paid more than I ever have. Am I worthy of him?" The fight ended in tears, Jamie sleeping on the couch, the distance between them growing. Seeking solace, Damon attended a support group for LGBTQ+ individuals navigating family dynamics. Stories of rejection and reconciliation mirrored his own, stirring hope and despair. One man's tale of disownment haunted him. "Is that my future?" Back home, a voicemail from Elaine awaited. "Your father's having chest pains. Stress, the doctor says." Guilt crashed over him, his choices harming those he loved. Rushing to the hospital, he found Robert pale but stable. "This family's breaking me," his father whispered. Damon's resolve wavered. Maybe I should end it with Jamie to save them. But as he sat vigil, memories flooded. Childhood hugs, parental sacrifices. Yet, intertwined were the suppressions, the Be a Man lectures that stifled his truth. Elaine joined them, the trio in fragile communion. "We don't want to lose you," she said. Damon's heart ached. "Neither do I. But forcing conformity, that's lost too." The hospital discharge brought no resolution, only deeper entrenchment. Jamie texted, "We need space." The words gutted Damon, the price of indecision manifesting. Alone in his apartment, Damon confronted the mirror. Who am I without them? Without him? The internal war raged, choices looming like storm clouds, each path laced with sacrifice. Weeks turned into a torturous limbo, each day a battleground for Damon's soul. Jamie's space became a chasm. Their conversations clipped, affection withheld. "I can't be your secret anymore," Jamie said during a tense coffee meetup, his eyes reflecting the pain of past abandonments. Damon's inner monologue thundered. "I've hurt him most of all. The man who taught me love now doubts mine." Desperation clawed at him. Repair one bond, shatter another? At home, the dynamics shifted subtly. Elaine dove into research, books on understanding homosexuality, stacking her nightstand. "I'm trying to see your side," she confessed over lunch. But her words carried undercurrents of hope for change, stinging Damon. Robert, post-health scare, softened marginally, inviting Damon for fishing, a ritual from boyhood. On the lake, amid quiet casts, Robert broached the unspoken. "I always pictured you with a wife, kids, like me." Damon's response was raw. "That dream wasn't mine, Dad. Forcing it would kill me inside." The admission hung, Robert's silence a concession or defeat. Inside, Damon wrestled. Is understanding possible or just tolerance? Society's pressures amplified the chaos. A work promotion hinged on fitting the company culture. Subtle hints from bosses unnerving him. Friends divided. Some rallied, others distanced, citing discomfort. One betrayal cut deep. His best friend Mark, leaking the story to mutuals, framing it as concern. "I thought they should know," Mark said defensively. Damon's fury boiled. Trust violated, just like I violated my family's. The confrontation ended their friendship, another loss in the tally. Reaching a breaking point, Damon sought therapy, sessions unraveling layers of shame. "You've internalized the judgment," the counselor said. Damon pondered. "Have I? The church's teachings, parental expectations, they've shaped my self-doubt." Breakthroughs came slowly, but each illuminated the moral quagmire. Is loving Jamie wrong, or is denying it the sin? A pivotal clash erupted during a family therapy session Elaine insisted on. Accusations flew. Damon's selfishness, parents' bigotry. Robert exploded. "We gave you everything, and this is how you repay us." Elaine wept. "I feel like I've failed as a mother." Damon's defense cracked under the onslaught. "You failed by not accepting me." The session ended in stalemate, but seeds of empathy sprouted. Later, alone with Jamie, Damon confessed the turmoil. "I'm losing everyone." Jamie's reply was bittersweet. "Including me if you don't choose." The ultimatum mirrored his parents, forcing Damon into a corner. In a moment of clarity, Damon drafted letters, one to his parents, affirming his identity without apology, one to Jamie vowing commitment. But doubt halted him. What if they reject it? The internal debate raged, weighing loyalties. A call from Elaine interrupted. "Your father's talking to the pastor about you. He's struggling, but he loves you." The revelation humanized Robert, complicating Damon's anger. As tensions peaked, Jamie packed a bag. "I can't wait forever." Damon's heart screamed, "Don't go." But words failed, fear paralyzing him. The door closed, echoing finality. Alone, Damon crumbled, the cumulative weight crushing him. Regrets flooded. The anniversary slip, the hesitations, the hurts inflicted. Yet, amid despair, a spark ignited, the need for authenticity, whatever the cost. The night brought sleepless torment, decisions crystallizing in the darkness. Tomorrow he'd face the consequences, paying the ultimate price for truth. The dawn after Jamie's departure broke Damon entirely, a hollow shell navigating a world stripped of anchors. He wandered Seattle's streets, mind a tempest of recriminations. I let him go, the one who saw me fully. Guilt intertwined with resolve, no more half-lives. Calling his parents, voice steady despite the quake inside. We need to meet, no more hiding. At the family home, the air crackled with anticipation. Elaine's hug was tentative, Robert's nod guarded. Damon laid it bare. I'm gay. I love Jamie. That's not changing. The words, once terrifying, now liberated. Elaine's tears flowed. But what about our dreams for you? Robert interjected, voice rough. Dreams? Or our fears? The admission stunned Damon, his father acknowledging the bias? Inside, hope flickered. Maybe bridges can rebuild. The discussion delved deep, unearthing buried pains. Elaine confessed her own youthful doubts about marriage, suppressed for societal norms. I see now how that hurts. Robert shared war stories from his youth, friendships lost to prejudice. I don't want that for us. Damon's heart swelled. They're trying. But mending required time and honesty. He revealed Jamie's departure. I lost him because I couldn't commit fully. The confession humanized his struggle, softening their stances. Yet, conflicts persisted. What about grandchildren? Elaine asked, voice small. Damon's reply, adoption, surrogacy. Options exist. But not at the cost of my happiness. Robert pondered. Society's changing, but not fast enough. The moral quandaries surfaced. Is family obligation paramount, or personal fulfillment? Damon argued for balance, but the debate exposed rifts. Seeking closure, Damon tracked Jamie to a friend's place. I choose us, he declared, vulnerability raw. Jamie's eyes searched his. And your family? Damon admitted the ongoing battle. They're part of me, but so are you. I'll fight for both. The reconciliation was tentative, laced with promises of therapy, open communication. Jamie's embrace felt like home, but scars remained. Trust rebuilt slowly. Months later, the family gathered awkwardly for Thanksgiving. Tensions simmered, but laughter peeked through. Elaine asked about Jamie shyly. Robert shared a hesitant joke. Damon's inner peace grew. The price was high, lost friends, strained bonds, but authenticity's reward outweighed. Yet, doubts lingered. Did I damage them irreparably? Reflecting on the journey, Damon journaled. Sacrifices define us. The anniversary disaster, once a curse, became a catalyst. Awakening came at a cost, but stagnation's price was steeper. In the end, as bonds mended unevenly, one question haunted. Was coming out worth the heartbreak it caused, or should secrets sometimes stay buried to protect those we love?